This is the AEW Dynamite June 12, 2024 full show results video, which takes place at Des Moines, Iowa's Wells Fargo Arena. The show opens with Shane, Swerve, Strickland making his entrance, flanked by Prince Nana as usual. He hypes up the card for Forbidden Door by way of his main event AEW World Championship defense against Will Ospreay. He talks about how he respects Will as a fighting champion, unlike some EVPs who haven't defended their titles since winning them. This brings the Elite out, Kazuchika Okada telling him to stop because this is his house, and Matthew Jackson tells him to cool it and apologizes, but notes they have some business to take care of that involves Swerve, and they talk about the trail of destruction they've left and half the roster being gone because of them. It feels good, but the trolls and the bots still doubt them, and even the boys in the back don't think they're violent enough, so they're going to challenge AEW's best in the most violent match in AEW, Blood and Guts. They get in the ring and Matthew talks about how they actually like Swerve, because he's a cool young champion just like them, and he asks if Strickland wants to stand with winners and change the world. Blood and Guts is 5-on-5 and there's only 4 of them, so they ask him if he wants to be the 5th man. They have a pair of Young Bucks Reeboks for him to seal the deal, and Shane says first of all he doesn't wear a size 9, second, nobody wears pearl necklaces anymore, third, he's a businessman and he does his own stuff, fourth, he's a philanthropist, at which Nana throws the shoes into the crowd. They say the injury bug just landed on Swerve, the Acclaimed makes the save. Christopher Daniels comes down to regulate and get the show moving and orders all of them backstage right this minute, except for Jack Perry, because he's got a match. Then we saw a match between Dustin Rhodes versus Jack Perry, and the result of this match was Jack Perry won the match by pinfall with a running knee, qualifying for the AEW TNT Championship ladder match at Forbidden Door. Renee Paquette interviews Kyle O'Reilly, Orange Cassidy, and Mark Briscoe, and Kyle is confident they can work together tonight and then fight on Saturday, and Orange says there's one person he knows will have his back, and Willow Nightingale rolls up. Briscoe says you can't get where you're going by looking in the rearview mirror, and they have a conglomeration of dangerous individuals tonight, and Kyle's gonna snatch your leg off and kick you in your face. Orange is the main man with the plan who'll rock your jaw, and he's the most dangerous, unpredictable man in pro wrestling, and you can just get your ass hooped. Then we saw a match between Dean Rusman versus Rush, and the result of this match was Rush won the match by pinfall. Post-match, Rush grabs a mic from ringside and comes back to the ring to step on Rusman's neck while he cuts a promo. He calls him a typical weak American like all of us and hammers him with elbows and kicks in the corner, and MJF makes the save. They brawl in the ring, trading punches with abandon, fighting to the outside. MJF throws him over the barricade and they head into the crowd. The brawl continues into the back. Friedman slams Rush through a table, Rush throws a trash can at his head, the locker room empties, it rules. We're informed that MJF and Rush will meet in commercial-free action to open next week's show. The next match happened between Konosuke Takeshita, Kyle Fletcher, and Roderick Strong versus Kyle O'Reilly, Mark Briscoe, and Orange Cassidy, and the result of this match was Konosuke Takeshita, Kyle Fletcher, and Roderick Strong won the match by pinfall with a piledriver from Fletcher on Mark Briscoe. Post-match, Beretta attacks Orange while Don Callis' other men attack Kyle O'Reilly, and Willow Nightingale makes the save or tries to, but Kris Statlander throws her out of the entry and Stokely Hathaway cuts a promo. He tries to wake her up and tells her there's a message for her when she watches this back. The next time she gets in their business, they're gonna drag her to the ER, not to the stage. Then we saw a match between Hook and Samoa Joe versus Premier Athlete Brand, and the result of this match was Hook and Samoa Joe won the match by submission with Red Rum from Hook on Ari Daivari. The next match happened between Mercedes Moné versus Zuxis for the AEW TBS Championship, and the result of this match was Mercedes Moné defeated Zuxis by pinfall to retain the AEW TBS Championship. Renee Paquette interviews Toni Storm as she strokes Mariah May's hair, and May cuts her off to thank Storm for entering her into the Owen Hart tournament, and she informs Toni she wants to do a contract signing next week, and Paquette informs her she has a match on Rampage next week. The next match happened between Daniel Garcia versus Nick Comoroto, and the result of this match was Daniel Garcia won the match by pinfall with a lifting DDT. Renee Paquette interviews Will Ospreay backstage, and he says he's feeling fine and he'd love to sit and chat about how great Garcia is, but his mind is elsewhere and he's got a match to handle and a contract to hand over. In the main event of the show, we saw a match between Rey Fenix vs Will Ospreay for the AEW International Championship, and the result of this match was Will Ospreay won the match by pinfall with Hidden Blade, retaining the AEW International Championship. Post-match, Strickland gets in the ring and Will Ospreay offers a hand and Strickland calls him an immature little child and says he can't hold both worlds on his shoulders and he's not strong enough. Ospreay yanks the world title away from him and holds both belts. He puts the international title on one shoulder and the world title on the other and spares a glance for the camera before turning to face Shane. Swerve takes his title back and gets in his ear and tells him he's lucky they're still friends because if he was anybody else, he'd put him in the grave and the show goes off the air.